Today, I'm here to talk about something that many artists go through, especially when they create characters like I do, and you draw them, you come up with a story, etc. Then you have people, once your characters start to get a little popular on an app or something, that start degrading you for not having certain types of characters. So today, we're going to be talking about that. And yes, it is a bit of a sensitive topic, so if you're easily made angered by these types of things, like things that have to do with feminism, transgender, race, etc. If you're sensitive to those kind of things, I highly doubt not watching this because I have a lot to say about people who have things to do with this with OCs. So, yeah. First thing I'm going to talk about is those people you'll eventually come across who think not having a character that's a certain ethnicity means you're racist. And in all honesty, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm white, so I make predominantly white characters because, I'll also be branded as racist if I make a black character and somehow misportray them or like any ethnicity, like Spanish, whatever. No matter what happens, you'll have someone eventually who will tell you, hey, you haven't made this kind of character yet, that means you're racist. And don't let them push you into making a character you do not want to make, because then the character's just going to suck in general. So, just don't. If you don't understand a certain culture, don't feel pressured to turn a character that way or make a character into that culture. So, if you do plan on doing that, or you plan on putting a character in a certain culture or with a certain skin, and you want to make them more believable, just research the kind of culture. Ask people who are part of that culture. And don't let people pressure you into it, because then the character's just going to suck because you didn't really want to make it. You'll also eventually come across someone who thinks you're transphobic for not having a transgender character. And I don't get why lately this is becoming such a big deal, because I've had 3-4 people approach me about this before because none of my characters are trans. And in all honesty, it's just because I'm not trans. I'm a cisgender white female, and that's what I always have been. That's what I always will be. And I will never be able to truly understand what a trans person goes through or how a trans person lives or whatever. I know they're human too, and they're just exactly the same as us, just they're transgender and they weren't born cis. And yeah, that's the thing. But then at the same time, they act like their lives are so different from ours because they have to go through certain discriminations that we don't go through. And it's just, so annoying when it's like, you want me to understand you, so I'm going to ask you this question. And then it's like, oh no, that's offensive. You can't ask that. Well, then how am I supposed to make an accurate character portraying what your life is like if I'm not allowed to ask what your life is like? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I really wish more people would stop with all the bullshit. No, I'm not going to make a transgender character. I never will. It's just a simple fact of life for me because I don't know what it's like. No one will tell me what it's like. And whenever I hear what it's like, it sounds awful. You have to deal with so much bullshit every day, and then in the end, sometimes your own family doesn't even support you. So I don't know why I'd want to make a character like that in the first place. Plus, it wouldn't really fit into the universe I have for my characters anyway, because most of my characters are like demons and angels and stuff who can change their genitalia at will due to evolutionary traits throughout their species and a bunch of shit like that I don't want to get into right now. But yeah, so if you don't want to make a transgender character, don't feel bad. You don't have to. And don't let somebody try to shame you into it either, because just like the last thing, if you are shamed into making a character, it will ultimately fail. Because it won't have any of your passion behind it. All it'll have is your fear of judgment. The lesson of this video today is basically don't let people pressure you into making characters just because they want to see those kind of characters. If you want to make one, great. Do your research. Do whatever you can to make them accurate, and then do it. And that's great. And it brings so much to the community. But if you don't have the drive to do it, then don't do it. And don't feel pressured into doing it by rude-ass people who should be doing it themselves if they want it so bad. So, I'm just here to say that all you people out there, if you've ever had one of these kind of experiences like I've had over the past couple days, please know you're not alone, and don't feel bad about what these people try to insinuate on you. You are not racist. You are not transphobic. I mean, sure, maybe you are. Who knows? I honestly don't know. But not wanting to make those kind of characters doesn't make you that way. It just makes you you. And as the artist, you're allowed to make and say and do whatever the hell you want. If you want to make a hermaphrodite anthro character, go ahead. If you want to, go right ahead. It's your choice. But if you don't want to make something, you don't have to. Same goes with someone commissions you. If they commission you for something you're not comfortable doing, go ahead and say no. If someone wants a request of something that's bad, you can say no. Absolutely. And don't feel bad about it. So, just saying, if any of you guys have ever had this happen to you, don't be afraid to share your story. Don't be afraid to tell that person off and tell them what a fucking scuzzbag they are for trying to force their opinion and character and whatever on you just because they're too lazy to make one themselves. So, that being said, thank you for watching this video, and if you want to see more, leave a like and subscribe. It'd really help me out. Have a great day, and keep on creating.